Hey everyone, this is Ryan Beer here at Practical Forex Trading, doing a weekly analysis for Bitcoin, oil, and gold. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. This is our first Twitter cast too. So if you're following on Twitter, make sure you follow us on YouTube to get the visual play-by-play as we're going over technical analysis charts. Starting with Bitcoin here. So we're looking at Bitcoin versus the dollar. Let me move my cam. This is the daily chart for Bitcoin versus the dollar. So we're looking at here the last couple of weeks where price action has been slowly moving up. We saw a big send-off when we hit the $25,000 resistance line. However, price did hold firm at 21,000. So today's intraday action, if we zoom in on today's candle, today's Monday, August 22nd. We see we're getting a push lift off from this ascending trend line. We've got support back at the 21,000 mark on July 26th. We've also got support on July 18th. And we see back on July 8th and June 25th that was resistance in the daily. So giving even more clout to the fact this position is good. So we've got support, Bitcoin 21K. So now we're looking for another retest of the 25,000 mark. Good chance we're going to see price action oscillate in this low angled ascending wedge trend line. So we see that triangle here. Let me go ahead and draw this out. I'm going to use my triangle tool to highlight it. Here we can see price action starting back in mid-June, building up on this ascending triangle. And actually the angle is a little bit more like this. So how long is it going to take to get out of that triangle? We could see Bitcoin in the 22 to 25K range. Looks like all the way to, mid-November. Or if it picks up steam with the trend, we could see it pop through early September. Let's go ahead and zoom into the 4-hour. Okay, here we see, I've got my 200 moving average. That's the green line you see across here. Price right now in the 4-hour is moving well under the 200 SMA. It's a little bit oversold. I also like this action here. This is me telling me this trend is being validated, the uptrend. So my stops now underneath 20,700. So we should see price go up here. Once price intersects with this 200 moving average, and the SMA expected to go back down. So we could see these two meet around 22,500. Okay, cool. That's Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and move on to oil. So UK oil, Brent crude. Okay, I'm pulling up my Brent crude oil chart. Right here as I log in, I see this huge 4-hour candle, bullish candle happening right about the $93 mark. So I'm going to put that my support there. So we're seeing similar patterns kind of across the board where the US dollar is hitting resistance, and we're seeing a lot of chart formations like this, which imply market reversal. So real bullish liftoff. Let's go ahead and zoom out to the daily on UK oil. Okay, price on the daily moving underneath this 200 SMA, but just barely. So I think we're going to see another pop, and boy, this trend is just going nothing but up. I don't think we're going to see cheaper petrol anytime soon. So here we go. We're at the very bottom of this trend, which means traders, what do traders do? Traders going to push up this price to the 124 per barrel mark, 125. We should see that roll out over the next 6 to 8 months. So we're going to see those high prices again if this chart holds true, which they typically do. Let's go ahead and zoom this to a weekly. Let's do the weekly. Okay, yeah, here we go. So this trend line's a little steep. It could kind of tail back a little bit. Let's pull this over here. Here we can see these support lines and this. So we could see price kind of tread along for the rest of 2022. But by next year, if anything, if not sooner, we'll see that price go back up. Let me draw a clone trend line. I like using the clone tool because it matches the angle of the trend line you're cloning. So we can see here, price pushing off this 95 mark. Hey, reminder, if you're listening on Twitter or Twitter Space, make sure you check us out on YouTube, Practical Forex Trading. And I'm going to have all these this video posted here as soon as this wraps up. So here we see for oil, so I say nothing but bulls. Might hang out for a couple weeks in this low section, but then right back to challenge recent highs. That one's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and flip over to gold. So I'm pulling up in my chart, gold versus the US dollar. This is a weekly chart. Now look at this. Price action, touching the 200-week moving trend line, which is very bullish. If we do something like this, we can see where price is going. So, boy, we've got great support at the 1700 mark. Let me go ahead and map that out. So gold versus the US dollar. Gold looking also very bullish on this weekly chart. And I like going weekly on things like gold and oil. They move a little bit slower than crypto or Forex. So on the crypto, I'll use the daily 4-hour chart, Forex, as well. But I like looking at the weekly really for things like gold and oil. Okay, this chart's nothing but up. Let's go ahead and put our resistance. So could tread along a little bit. We could see price of gold hang out once again until about the end of 2022. And that might be when we see the bull market pick up in stocks and all these commodities. So price could kind of wiggle around. It's going to have to break through some shallow 1-hour trend lines. That'll clear the path for price to move up and test the $2,050 mark. So gold forecast, I'm looking for, let's go ahead and pull this further and further. You really want to honor the most low trend line, so you want your trend line to be steep, they need to be very low and broad to tell you the big picture. And the 200 SMA is a great way to do that. You can see this trend line pretty much more aligned, jives with this SMA, so it tells me I'm on the right track. So I'm thinking gold back test 2000 by no later than September of 24, possibly sooner. All right, cool. Well, that's the weekly video. If you don't already, make sure you click that subscribe button, and so you can check out all of our trading videos on YouTube. Happy trading. I wish you the best of luck. Talk soon.